Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeon Maker here on the World of Madness server. So, last time you saw me struggling somewhat to get the vast portions of the Guardian farm done, which some of you have marked as Hubris 3.0. Well, I got a bit more done. So if we just sail over here, we can firstly make out that there's a little bit of sea lands in there, which is nice. I like that little piece of it. And also we've got a ring of these stone slabs, which make it so that the top part here is spawn-proof, at least for the most part. Most of the monsters that still come out are along these sand parts that I need to figure out what to do with. But we can wander over here and we'll see that indeed the entire thing has been cleared of sand and a bit more beyond. So, how does this whole thing work? Well, firstly, it first costs you whatever sanity you have left in clearing the whole area out, but basically, ocean monuments have a very, very helpful little quality, which is that they're boxes in the world within which only guardians can spawn. So you can see I don't actually have all that many torches around here, because this is all inside of the guardian area, and guardians have another quality to that, which is that they can only spawn where there is water. So anywhere there isn't water, guardians can't spawn. Now, I might, expand this at some later point to be having multiple levels, because right now they just drop a bunch and then go off. So it's kind of not utilizing the maximum spawn it could be, but this is consisting of two rings. So this first one is at 24 blocks from the central point, so it's a 48 block diameter. And that determines the minimum range that a mob must be when it tries to spawn away from a player. So if I'm stood here, then pretty much the whole thing is actually, ready to spawn. The secondary one is the 30 block or 60 block diameter, which is beyond mobs can despawn randomly, and they also don't move. The not moving is, not much of a problem, but the despawning randomly is a bit of an issue. So basically, this is the primo area, as it were. So, when guardians don't have a target, they will just sink in the water, because nothing tries to float by default, with the possible exception of squids. So, they spawn, and as we can see, they keep dropping out. We're gonna get a little example. I need to put some lights in, the back walls here, so we can see into the water a bit better. But, it really is a trial to try and catch these things in the act, as it were. But anyways, so basically we've got a legion of signs under here, atop which is 4 or 5 layers, I forget which, of water, with this nice white stained glass, so we can see somewhat into it. And they spawn in there, they habitually sink, they eventually fall into this pit. So basically they are spawned and they are immediately facing a plummet. And that then brings them to this level. Now this level is beneath the area of the ocean monument, so it can spawn mobs normally, but because it's full of water, pretty much only squid do. And squid don't tend to last for long. But it is one big basin that just interminably drags them towards a central location, which is down here. Of course, down here we have to use some lights, so down here is the actual kill room and collection room, which is what I'm still working on for the most part, but I'm calling this thing ready. So there's a few ways that I could deal with the actual guardians once they've been collected in space, and if you had more time and resources and whatnot, you would probably just have a kill area directly beneath, and you'd collect all of the items rather than the mobs, because the mobs can despawn, but the items have a set period of time before they despawn, so that's an advantage. But that is a lot more lava, and a lot more time. So I've seen people do low resource guardian farms using cacti, which I've tested and it's not great. And also these guys actually have about 30 health, which makes dropping kind of ludicrous. We would have to drop them 33 blocks, and I'm already standing at 32. Up here they spawn at about 50, 60, I believe it is. So dropping them then 30 blocks is quite an ask, and it needs to be about 35 for it to be actually, like, reliable as near as I've seen. So, dropping is effective, efficient, but over the top in terms of actual, like, work and effort. So what most people do with Guardians to get their health down is that they use the most deadly substance known to Minecraftian kind. They use lava. Because their massive amount of health, they keep sinking as well in liquids, all liquids. So they drop into lava, they sink down, and then they die and they leave their items. And that is what we are after. So we can see we've got the crystals, we've got the shards, we've got a little bit of fish, if we should happen to be a bit on the side of hungry. So, that is my next project. My next step here. I'm going to be building that kill chamber and putting together some kind of collection system. It's going to be tricky because I actually don't have very much in the way of iron. So hopefully, I have said that if people want some of the prismarine blocks, they can come along and grab some from here, because I have plenty now. It's literally dropping from the sky, as it were. So hopefully we get some iron and some other resources to hopefully get that, more together so people can grab even more of it. But, mostly what I'm going to be doing around here from now on is just prettying it up. So hooray for that. Okay, I've already done a fair bit. I'd like to put some flooring up here so we don't have these big platforms. I'd like to get some trees over here, some grass, make it look a bit more pretty, so like a little pleasant park in the middle of the ocean. I want to replace a lot of the torches with sea lanterns so they don't give off particles and they look a bit more seamless and in the environment, and they look like little spotlights at night. It's great. But I also want to fill in the area down here. I don't need to if I put any kind of flooring down here, it's mostly just to avoid getting shot at by the Guardians as they're going underneath. But having a nice continuous, okay, here they are, there they are, oh, they're gonna die now painfully. Yeah, I did put a lot of thought into how I could most painfully process these things, and I think this is close to the best way I can do it without sacrificing efficiency. And as I say, this is not the top efficiency ocean monument it could theoretically be, but there's only so much time in a day that I have to devote to projects like this. So, with that, next episode, we will be returning to the Tomb of Tukar, where we'll be working on the next area. So, hope you've enjoyed that. Meanwhile, the Spring Realm server has finally gone online, so consequently, well, I say Spring Realm server, it's my patron server now running the Spring Realms map, as the last one was my patron server running the Undermine map. It's had a few hiccups, but then what map does, what server doesn't, basically. But it's working, and it's lovely, and I'm having a lot of fun seeing what people do with it, so watch out for videos on that in the very near future. But with that in mind, this has just been a short episode, because I wanted to get I wanted to get this on camera, before I sunk into a nigh comatose state, and just wanted to say, I beat it. I have bested this creature, I have beaten it into submission, and now their toil is chiefly to suffer for my gain. Yeah, this was a mob trap that, for once, didn't get the better of me. Whew. And as night rises, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time.